Welcome to this episode of YouTube where we've had a little bit of change since the last episode. Denali and Grizzer are now cohabitating in retirement. Certainly that takes a little bit of getting used to for Grizzer, having a very active 12-and-a-half-year-old and Grizzer 16-and-a-half. But they're getting along quite well. We obviously have some needs on Denali. He's got a back paw injury that's taken some antibiotics, so spend a little bit of time getting him meds. So typically in the mornings we have to lock them separately because Denali's a little food possessive. So Grizzer stays on the east side while the gate is closed. And then obviously staff are working on trying to get some images of Denali's foot so we can kind of keep assessing how that's healing. Again, if you're not familiar with what's happened, Denali had a paw, probably a grab bite from one of the Arctics that tore his pad on his paw, and those are very, very hard to heal. He's licked it a little bit, so it's created a little bit more of an opening. So WolfCare staff are making sure that we get enough time between Grizzer and Denali to make sure that both of their needs are met. Grizzer's still walking a little bit sore on that back right leg. He had obviously an ACL injury a few years ago that seemed to reoccur, create him some little bit of problems. So you can see that being real weak. The reality is Grizzer's 16-and-a-half, and I think that his body is showing his age. And so we definitely want to make sure that we keep him active. So the vet was here to check on Denali, and Grizzer didn't think much of that. What you heard was a bark howl in the threat display based on some previous negative conditioning Grizzer's had to vets. So obviously vets are here quite a bit because Bolts is still in a circumstance of trying to figure out a diagnosis with his back leg instability and weakness. We have run a lot of tests, spinal tap tests that have come back negative. We are working on another diagnosis. I have all of his kind of up-to-date information at wolf.org on our logs, but basically we're not seeing any change right now, and we hope over the weekend a new course of treatment is going to maybe solve that. So in the exhibit, obviously it's just Arctics of Axel and Grayson. They're spending a little bit of time socially chasing each other, but I think the most important thing is that Grayson, who has had years of suppression of being able to eat first because of Denali, has a newfound leash on life when it comes to getting to the carcass, defending the carcass. And obviously we have to manage a little bit differently because with only 2 wolves, we have to make sure we feed less to avoid a loss to scavengers, which our ravens are pretty good at trying to manage. So they're getting along fine. We did see a little bit of a transition period where Grayson didn't do as well in the change to the exhibit, but seems like things are kind of managing, settling back down. So that's it. Thanks for watching.